Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and beautiful Sunday today. And I'm in my garage, as you can see. I'm getting myself ready for this week. Tuesday and Wednesday, I have two condo buildings, part of a complex actually, to do. And I plan to, I'll be pre-vacuuming, I expect, with this vacuum here. So I need to, I'm just going to go through and make sure it's all functioning well, make sure it's all cleaned out and ready to roll for the two jobs, Tuesday and Wednesday. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to do is I'm going to do a little check. I've got some steps to do on both these condos, so I will be addressing that. And I just need to get this thing set up because I need to use it in a sec. Put that there. Anyway, so one of the things I wanted to do is my Oreck. I've had this thing for a few years now, and it's starting to get rattly again. And I'm going to show you why that happens and how to easily fix it. So come along with me as we open up the Oreck. I've seen some guys complain that their Oreck gets rattly, and then they think, oh, it's time to throw it away. No, it's not. It's actually very easy to address this minor issue. Anyway, there's the cup, and there's the nice big bearing. That's actually the same size bearing as is on the Vibe. It's actually pretty skookum built, actually, this machine. So anyway, we'll use the workhorse vacuum tube here. Get rid of this extra hair and stuff. So if you go back in my archives, you'll see I've got a video or two where I show actually pulling the bearing off of here, because I had to replace this bearing because it started to get dry. It's a very easy, simple machine to pull apart. Now, as far as the rattle goes, well, I'll show you one more thing before we get to that. Oh, I won't bother showing that. But underneath here, under these two screws and this bolt, this comes off, and there's the relay switch, which is under here, which can be an issue sometimes. And you can open up that when it starts to. One of the reasons that sometimes they stop working is the relay switch is a contact point in there that gets carboned up, I guess. So if you pull it apart, you can actually open it up, and you can file with a nail file the points back smooth, put it back together carefully, and it'll go on, continue working. My other Oreck, which is here somewhere. Where did I hide it? Oh, there it is. This one here is quite a bit older, and that one, we fixed the carbon. We had to fix that one. It was a few years ago now, and it works fine. But then I had bought this other one, so this is the one I've been using since then, and that one's kind of my backup now. So let's. That's where the relay switch is located, or you can replace it. There's a part number on it, and you can replace it, although it's a little bit pricey. And the other thing is that what occurs is that where the wire comes out here, all the flexing back and forth over time can cause the wires to break, and then, well, that's another issue that'll happen. And I actually have replaced this wire on this machine once already. And one of the things I realized that after that happened is that when I would go over a bullnose, sometimes I go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I realized that I really didn't need to do it that way. And that was just adding hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of more flexings on that wire over a few months, so I decided not to do that anymore. Anyway, let's show you what's going on with, well, let's just try it this way. Hang on a sec. I'm going to take this off first. This is actually usually where the issue is. This little, you undo this screw. And this is kind of like a, I don't know, it's like, it puts tension on the bottom of the, where the handle rubs here. And this is where you get the rattle. Now there's also a sleeve in here. I'll open this up just to show you. I don't think this one needs to be fixed, but we'll just take a look at it. Oops. And, oops. Oh, can you see it even? Ah. Okay, what's happening is that there's a pin here, which I can barely reach. This pin right here. And what happens is it starts moving around in here. You see how I just moved it? It's supposed to be all the way over to the left there, but it was moved over. And what happens is that pin, which is actually kind of holding the handle in place, it's a little awkward to get at, but what's happening is it's moving around, and there's a sleeve in there, a nylon sleeve. I believe it is nylon. I don't want to pull the motor out of here. I mean, that's not a big deal to do it, but it's a bit of a pain. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is, you can see there's some wear on here. There's two parts to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some goop. And I'm going to put it, goop. That's right. So I'm going to put some goop right here. What it'll do now is it'll kind of hold this in place, at least for a while. You'll have to redo that, you know, maybe in a few months or something like that, but not a big deal. I mean, really it isn't a big deal. So this shoulder goes back on here. And then let's just take a look at this. There's a little bit of wear on there, not terrible, but I do have sitting over here. Where is it now? I have some synthetic grease over here somewhere. Where'd I put it? Oh, okay. I was using it. And then I put it aside. Yeah, I do know where it is. It's here. Somewhere. Okay. We'll get back to that. Oh, drat, where did I put it? Well, it was right here. That's what I do. I put things down and then I have great plans. I don't think it's in there. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't really have to put it in here, actually. It didn't originally have any lubrication on there anyway. I guess they're both the same. So I'm just going to put it back, I think. So that goes there. And this it kind of acts a little bit like a spring, actually. And so let's take a look over on this side. Now I do, by the way, these screws that I'm undoing right here, these three, I do put goop on them as well when I put them back. I'll put a little dab on over here just to make sure that this, because these screws, there's a lot of vibration goes on with these machines. So it's inevitable that you'll end up with the screws backing off. But if you put a bit of goop on there, that'll stop that from happening. Oh, you see this pin is actually not even in there anymore. It's there. I'll show you. Oh, it's barely there. Okay, there we are. No, it's actually not bad. I couldn't see it there for a sec. No, this one's actually not bad. Hasn't moved, it doesn't look like. But I'm gonna put a bit more goop down the side here. Right on the end. And that should work fine because it doesn't actually have anything really pulling on it. It's just the vibration back and forth that has an effect on it over time. I want to get that. Okay, I think we're okay. Let's take a look at this one. I could make this is kind of like a wear point going on here. So I mean, I could replace this plastic. I could go get a little thin piece of ABS and cut it and drill a couple holes in it. It's not quite at that point yet, so I think we'll be fine for a while yet. And we'll put this back in place. it really wasn't very rattly, but I knew I had these two jobs coming out, or yeah, two condo buildings, and I got a fair amount of steps to do, and I thought, no, let's go take a look at this thing while I'm thinking about it today. What happens is if you didn't do this, what would happen is you end up with there being too much, it would wear right through here, and then it's going to really rattle hard against this this little metal plate. So anyway, it's, as you can see, it's really very easy to deal with this, actually. Yeah, that's on there pretty snug now. Okay. So I need to put a little dab of goop right there on the side, and there, and there. Just to hold the screws from backing off. And actually, you can see I'm putting it on the shoulder there, and that'll keep that thing from moving more than it absolutely has to. And the nice thing about goop is it's like a rubber cement, so it really grips really well, but you can pull it off with a little bit of effort when you need to. So it's not technically it's not really a permanent glue. It's not like an epoxy or anything. It's more of a, it remains having its elasticity. Okay, so we'll put this back together. I find it interesting. I see often guys sort of degrading or dissing the Oreck, but it's actually a good machine. I think it's not the actual motor and overall build of this thing it's really quite well made. It's the minor thing. The only real issue is this the tensioner on the handle, and that actually what that does is that gives it it's actually the detent that gives it the ability to kind of stand upright. Although I wouldn't trust it if I were you, ever. So making sure we're snug. Okay, and I'll just leave it to let that glue set. It dries pretty hard within an hour or two, but I would usually make sure anything like that I would leave it 24 hours before I'd use it in this case. So anyway, that's basically it. It's good to go. Hopefully I've got the two buildings to do Tuesday and Wednesday, and maybe I'll record. I expect to record some of that anyway, so I'll show you what I'm up to there. So anyway, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.